Hey guys, welcome back to our Drag Race Favorites Part 2. You're going to start with Season 5 in this video. Who was your favorite from Season 5?
My favorite from Season 5, I would say, would be Alaska. She started off the season on a rough start. I remember her kind of like bailing out in the first photographs challenge, the one that Detox won.
Yep.
And I think it just was very overwhelming for her, but I think she really turned it around. She never actually had a lip sync for her life, which I always respect in a queen.
It was a little surprising to see how frustrated she got in that first episode, but in fairness to Alaska, who by the way is also my favorite for Season 5, she was coming in still dating Sharon Needles, who had just won the previous season. So there was a lot of pressure on her, but maybe she didn't handle it the best way that first episode, but she definitely grew the most. Because by the end of the season, like you said, she didn't have to lip sync. So props to her. But on the flip side, let's get to the more fun part. We're just talking about who we didn't like. So who is your least favorite from Season 5?
Hands down, my least favorite queen was Jade Jolie.
Hands down.
Hands
down.
Down. I did not.
That was easy for you to say.
I saw her as a very negative character, but I think she really tried to present a very positive character.
Right, and I think even when she walked in, she was just like, I'm really bubbly and friendly, and like has the like higher voice that you think she would be nice, but then she turned around untucked and came for Alyssa Edwards. She said she could see all these rolls on the back, to which Alyssa said, back rolls. However, I will say my least favorite went home very early in the season, and that was Serena Chacha. I hated her, and it was more so from how she was on Untucked. She would come to the girls, be like, oh, you're uneducated, and you're ghetto, and all these things, and like all of the queens collectively bonded against her. And the fact that you were able to turn all of these drag queens who probably had enough shade in each other, even Alyssa and Coco for a moment were coming for the same person. Like, that is how polarizing Serena Chacha was. So now let's move on to arguably my favorite season, and usually most people's favorite seasons, which is Season 6.
I really like Season 6.
Yeah.
It is my favorite season.
And I will say this, if you are someone who actually watches Drag Race, not just like, oh, I've only seen one season, and you say that you did not like Season 6, there's something fundamentally wrong with you. So my favorite queen from Season 6 shouldn't be a surprise, but it was the winner, Bianca Del Rio, who to me was like light years ahead of not just her competitors, but honestly a lot of the queens even who preceded her. She was a damn good seamstress. May have been the same silhouette every time, but it was always right. Super funny. She's an insult comic, but it was always very smart humor. And I will say she actually was one of the nicer queens that season, which may sound counterintuitive, but like she gave Adore Delano a waist cincher. She was there for Trinity K. Bonet when she was going through a lot of personal stuff. So she was a good balance of everything and epitomized like drag superstar.
I would have to agree with you. Season 6 has so many honorable mentions between Adore Delano and Courtney Act, Darian Lake, Ben de la Creme. Such a great cast.
Yeah.
But Bianca Del Rio, in my opinion, there was no question who was going to win that season.
So for me, my least favorite during her season, because I have grown to like her a bit more post Drag Race, but during her season, Laganja Stranja was hands down my least favorite, mostly because she victimized herself a lot. I will say, to her credit, great performer, because in her lip sync she pulls out the death drops and shablams and everything that she could do. Puts on a great show, but she was never going to be able to compete with the Biancas and even the Adores of that season because they had sort of a full package.
To me, I'd have to agree with you,
Okay.
Laganja Stranja. I do think that Laganja needed to grow into herself a little bit more. I don't think she was quite emotionally ready for that challenge. Because I'm sure it's really difficult for these queens. I mean, they have to, make a look in a matter of hours.
Yeah.
They're quarantined, so they don't have contact with home.
So let's move on to Season 7, which definitely had big shoes to fill following Bianca's season, Season 6. Who was your favorite queen from that season?
My favorite queen from Season 7, I would have to say, was Katya. I think Katya really developed as a queen, really developed her character.
The Russian character is very much Katya's brand. So her name, Ekaterina Petrovna Zamolodchikova. Very, very Russian, but it doesn't hurt that she has fluency in Russian, because I'm assuming that's actual Russian she's speaking and not just gibberish. She had the accent down, and if you're going to do a character, you got to be able to commit to it and make it as authentic as possible. Unlike other people in that season who thought that they could pretend to be British even though they're from, I believe, Wisconsin. Max. Same.
So is that your least favorite character from season 7?
Funny enough, it's not. My least favorite from season 7 was Miss Fame. I think Miss Fame is a talented makeup artist, and I have a lot of respect for her craft and her art there. There's no arguing that she is very talented in that regard, but she was not a drag queen. She wasn't a performer. She's visual. You can paint her well and take a great photo, but that's it. So I thought she had a pretty bad attitude, at least in the beginning, maybe the rest of the season. To be honest, I stopped paying attention to her. But it was the first day, and Max walks in with a newspaper pretending to be like Queen Elizabeth, which is bad in itself. And Miss Fame actually goes up and is like, oh, let me show you a makeup tip. Whoosh, rips the newspaper, like ripped another queen's prop to blot her makeup.
Well, going back to first impressions, my least favorite queen from season 7 was a queen that really left a poor taste in my mouth, and that was Candy Ho.
Oh shoot, I forgot about her.
Right off the bat, she came for Tempest du Jour.
Oh
Tempest
yeah,
stage.
oh no, poor Tempest.
And I'm sorry, I think in the world of drag, and in the LGBT community in general, we owe something to our predecessors and the people that are our elders.
Let's move on to season 8. My favorite queen from season 8 was the winner, Bob the Drag Queen. Bob is actually the only drag queen who I met, or rather, well, I actually did meet Bob briefly, but saw perform before she was on Drag Race. So, a little investment there, a local New York City queen, and Bob's actually really funny. Bob, you know, has a very similar style to Bianca, but still has some of his own, you know, qualities which made it different. That way people weren't just like, oh, Bianca 2.0. So I have a lot of respect for Bob, and I was really happy that Bob won this season. But who's your favorite?
I do think that Bob deserved to win that season. I loved Bob. I love all the New York queens because there's an element of holding your own and sticking up for yourself, which doesn't necessarily mean you're a bitch, but it means you can stick up for yourself. While I am so happy that Bob won, and I'm happy and don't believe that the crown should have gone anywhere else, I'm going to say my favorite queen from that season was Kim Chi.
Oh, after all of that, I did not see that. That was a twist. I thought you were going to say you like Bob also. But Kim Chi was amazing too.
Kim Chi was such a wonderful runner-up.
Yeah.
And I think she did a lot for big Asian, more feminine queens. In her political campaign, she did a no fat, no femme, no Asian, which is political in itself in the gay culture.
Yeah.
If you go on Craigslist or Adam for Adam or all these other gay
decade-old references. There's Grindr now. We can keep it a little current. But you're right. Back in the day too, on those, I was like, do people still use those? I think the only thing you can clock her on is that she didn't know how to walk down a runway.
I kind of love that about her though.
Yeah, well,
and she was such a terrible dancer.
Yeah, I mean, she got such a rousing applause during the finale just because she did this. She moved her arms a lot. Okay, but I'm going to turn it over to you now and go the other way. Who was your least favorite?
My least favorite queen from season 8 was Derek Barry. Thought she made it pretty far.
So you go.
I thought she made it pretty far. I'm very little. I mean, first of all, if I want to go watch a Britney Spears impersonator, I love Britney Spears, and I would totally watch Britney Spears impersonator.
Right.
But female impersonators are different than drag queens.
And to be fair, like, for example, Chad Michaels does a impeccable Cher impersonation, but also knows how to drag it up and do other things besides just that. I think that's the difference between someone like a Chad Michaels and a Derek Barry. Alright, so let's talk about the last season of Drag Race to air, which was All-Stars 2. I'm going to repeat my favorite from season 7, and my favorite for All-Stars 2 was Katya, because she showed how much she grew. She's a damn good performer, and she deserved to be top 3. I don't know, I get so excited thinking about Katya, and I think even more so after All-Stars 2. Love you, Katya, and I think you should have won.
Speaking of Final 3, my favorite from All-Stars 2 was the other finalist that didn't win, was Detox. You know, I could have done without, like, the highlighted yellow bangs, but, you know, that's Detox.
That was a rough choice, Detox. Why?
Her fashion was on point.
Always.
She was very strategic, I think. You know, I know she got a lot of crap for sending Alyssa Edwards home over Roxy, but I don't blame her for that, and I love Alyssa Edwards. I mean, what's going to guarantee you the Final 3 more than going to the Final 4 with Roxy?
Oh, amazing rap verse. Detox was the rapper and had that part down, so I will throw that in here.
I will say that I've been listening to rap since Jay-Z in like 1990s, Lil Kim, and as a longtime hip-hop and rap guy.
Wouldn't think that looking at him.
My first CD ever was Salt and Peppa. I gave her a lot of credit for her rap.
So let's do our least favorites now.
My least favorite from All-Star 2, and I loved her on her season, Ginger Minj. I saw much more from her season. And in Gingerman and Katya's defense, they came right from season 7 to an All-Star season. I'm sure that's difficult. You probably get exhausted. I would have suggested her sit All-Stars 2 out and maybe come back for All-Stars 3.
So, my least favorite for All-Stars 2, it was Fifi O'Hara for me, who came on the first week saying, you know, everyone thinks I'm a villain. I'm here to change that perception. You know, really show where I've come. And within like the first or second week even, was trying to play mind games. She was super shady to Alyssa, left on a really sour note, and almost made herself look worse. While I think she's a very talented, you know, cosplay makeup artist when it comes to that, as a person, she was kind of bad. Like, just a mean girl the whole season, and I really had no tolerance for her. So let's get to the most exciting part of this video, which is talking about our favorites and least favorites from the upcoming season, season 9. My favorite, who I hope wins, is Alexis Michelle. I think that Alexis has really mastered the craft. Like, she's been doing drag for a while. She knows that she's like a show tune, like a performer queen. Like, she has her thing, and her, you know, drag aesthetic is very strong, and she seems likable. In her Meet the Queens video, I actually really liked her, so she's got my vote, and I hope she does well.
If I had to place my bet on who I think is going to win this season, I would agree and say Alexis Michelle. I think Alexis Michelle will win this season. I think my favorite this season coming up is going to be Nina Bonina.
Oh,
she's so hilarious. Funny and creative. I think she gives drag, like, it brings it to another world.
I want to say my least favorite first. I want to go to you. Who is your least favorite so far from what we've seen?
My least favorite will be James Mansfield.
Same.
This season coming up, I think she'll also be the first or second out.
Her outfit was a little crunchy in her Meet the Queens video. You could see the lace front, and I'm like, you had the logo TV editors camera magic, and we can still see that.
You know who she reminds me of?
Oh no, is it gonna be someone I like?
No, it's gonna be someone you don't like.
Okay, yeah.
Times 2. Mimi on First. That reminds me
Times
so
2.
much of Mimi on First.
And also the baby voice is not cute. And it's like, you even said like your drag aesthetic is off of children. That's weird. So first and foremost, thank you, John, for joining me on this 2-part Drag Race favorites, least favorites journey. And thank you guys for watching as well. We would love to hear your thoughts on not just the seasons we talked about, but especially season 9. Who you like, who you don't like. I'm going to put a link to the first part here so you can check out both parts. And as always, please subscribe to my channel. I'm putting links to not only my social media, but John's as well, because you should follow him. And if you want to see him do more videos with me, they probably won't be Drag Race related, or they could be. Give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you next time. Bye.